The end of the regular season is near, and the postseason is in view. And tonight, one team will try to catch fire before tourney time, the other in the middle of a historic season as one of the biggest stories in high school hockey here in 2021. It is time for high school hockey action here on The Kuehl Show. Good evening, everyone. I am Tyler Kuehl, and we are live inside Southside Ice Arena, just a little south of Grand Rapids, in Byron Center, as the host, Byron Center Bulldogs, the only undefeated team remaining in the OK Conference, get set to tangle with the East Grand Rapids Pioneers. Let's get you caught up on both teams and how they have fared through the first about 90% of the season now, as we're a little over a week left of the regular season. The Pioneers come into tonight's contest with a 6-4 record, 5-3 in Baum Division play action, currently sitting second in that division behind a really good and dangerous Mona Shores team that they lost to on Wednesday night by a score of 5-2. Only the third time this season the Pioneers actually gave up more than 3 goals. The other 2 times it happened was a 9-6 win over Fisher Division opponent Kennewick Hills back on February the 13th. I was actually at that game. That was a wild one for sure. And also a 4-1 loss to Forest Hill Central, that back on February the 20th. They'll look to try to bounce back because they'd won 3 straight games before that, including a 5-3 win over the same Mona Shore Sailors last Saturday. They're going to look to try to bounce back here tonight against the Byron Center Bulldogs, who are having an incredible year. Taylor Keyworth behind the bench has done a really good job of getting this team on track, and they have done so from the get-go. 9-0 record to start the season, 5-0 in division play, as they're currently sitting with the top spot in the Roo Division. They had a real good game on Tuesday. They were able to hold off a pesky Granville Bulldogs team that we actually saw on Wednesday here on the Kula Show. A 4-3 win Tuesday afternoon. Logan Nicholas, one of the top guys. We'll get to him in just a minute. 2 goals and an assist in that game. Brady Breet had a goal and an assist as well for the Bulldogs. And Mason Breet also tallied one for Byron Center against the other Bulldogs in Granville on Tuesday. Carson McKenzie getting the win, his 7th of the season, with a 20-save performance. This is obviously the best start in program history. They started 7-1 back in the 2018-2019 season, where they had now this season have a plus 33 goal differential. They have been outstanding. They have dominated offensively. They've been solid defensively as well. We'll get to a lot of their key players, both for East Grand Rapids and Byron Center. But let's look what happened before this season between these two teams. Byron Center actually won the lone meeting last season, a 6-3 win right here at Southside with Carter Babinek, Brady Breet, and the 2 Nicholas brothers scoring. However, East Grand Rapids has won 3 of the 4 meetings all time, including that wild 7-6 overtime victory back in the 18-19 season, with wins 4-3 back in November of 2017 and a 2-0 win in February of 2017. Both teams are trying to find a way to get back ready for the tournament, so we'll take a quick break, folks. But when we come back, we'll get you the players to watch and puck drop between the Bulldogs and the Pioneers. You're watching high school hockey here on the Kula Show. And welcome back inside Southside Ice Arena. Tyler Kuehl here to get you set for tonight's matchup between the East Grand Rapids Pioneers and the home Byron Center Bulldogs. Let's get you caught up here on the two teams and the key players here tonight. First, for the visiting Pioneers, they're going to look to use a guy that they looked to last season to lead the offense. That's Riley Sickinga. Riley has having a great year. He had a great junior year as well before this season. He led the team with 20 goals, 5 assists, 25 points. This year, a little bit more of a balanced attack from Sickinga with 12 goals and 8 assists for 20 points, and has points in 4 straight games, including 2 goals in that loss on Wednesday to the Mona Shores Sailors. But he's had a couple of really great performances this year. He's had 2 hat tricks on the year, including scoring 5 goals in the season opener against Grand Rapids Christian on February the 8th. Over his career, he's put up 58 points in 53 games as a member of East Grand Rapids. He'll be looked to using one of his best mates, Nathan Malinowski, the leading assist getter on this Pioneers team. 3 goals, 15 assists, 18 points. He's had 4 multi-point games this season, including 6 points in that win against Grand Rapids Christian, and 6 points as well, 1 goal and 5 assists against Kennewa Hills in that wild 9-6 game on February the 13th. He had a goal and assist last Saturday against Mona Shores. Last season was second on the team with 20 points. However, they're a little short-handed tonight, are the Pioneers, as their line mate, Malinowski and second guys, Ted Campbell, out of the lineup tonight due to contact tracing. He'd been hot coming into today's game with 3 straight games with points, including having a 4-point performance against Grand Rapids Christian and 5 points against Kennewa Hills. He was third on the team in scoring with 7 goals and 8 assists. However, they're going to look to try to figure that out without him, Will Malinowski and Sickenga. They're up to look to guys like Tyler Sickenga, Riley's brother, along with Scott Millman and Billy Busey. Those are a couple guys that are going to have to step up in Campbell's absence. And also have some offensive weapons as well in the back end, including Andrew West. Number 3, Andrew West, the senior defenseman, has 4 goals and 6 assists, had not scored a single goal coming into this season, had 11 points in his first 2 years with the Pioneers. However, he has really come on strong from the blue line in his senior season. For the Bulldogs, you're going to have to watch out for the Nicholas boys, Logan and Luke Nicholas. Up towards the top of the scoring in the conference standings. Third in the OK Conference is Logan Nicholas with 14 goals, 12 assists for 26 points. He was held off the score sheet opening night against Rockford, but since then he has been on a tear, including 4 points against Lowell Caledonia on February the 12th and 5 points against Lake Orion on February the 13th, and also had a hat trick against Forest Hill Central on February the 16th. The Fox Motors product has been having an incredible season, especially here just knowing the fact that he's only a sophomore. Luke Nicholas is also having a great year as well. 7 goals, 12 assists for 19 points. That's tied for 9th in the OK Conference, not just the division, the entire conference. They'll be looking to use him as well tonight. He had 4 points in that game against Lake Orion back on February the 13th. However, has not scored a goal in the last 3 games. The last goal he scored was against Reitz Puffer on February the 20th. However, you know he's going to be a guy that's going to really step up and help out, especially a guy that was second on the team in points last season with 14 goals and 15 assists. They'll also use the Breit brothers as well. Brady Breit, who just turned 16 recently, 7 goals and 9 assists for 16 points. Currently sitting 4th on the team in scoring. And Mason Breit, talking about him, he also scored in that game on Tuesday against the Granville Bulldogs. 6 goals and 3 assists for 9 points. Last season, he was 5th on the Bulldogs in scoring with 13 goals and 8 assists. Obviously, the Bulldogs are going to really want to try to have a good game here tonight, try to keep that undefeated record intact against an East Grand Rapids Pioneers team that has been pesky at times. Obviously, maybe not as good as they have been in the past, but they are looking to make a solid run because no question about it. They are talented, are the Pioneers. They have that top line, but obviously you don't want to give up too much offensively, and they do have a good defense, and they have a couple of good young goaltenders matchup we're going to see here tonight that I'm sure everyone in attendance here at Southside Ice Arena is going to be loving. 2 sophomore netminders. We'll get to them when we get to our starting goaltenders right before puck drop. But it is going to be an interesting matchup, an exciting matchup here on this Friday night here in West Michigan. East Grand Rapids and Byron Center. One team looking to stay hot, the other team trying to catch fire before tournament time, especially in a very, very tough regional tournament that they will be facing are the East Grand Rapids Pioneers. We'll take a break, folks. When we come back, we will have puck drop between the Pioneers and the Bulldogs. You're watching high school hockey here on The Kuehl Show. And welcome back inside Southside Ice Arena as we are just moments away from puck drop between the East Grand Rapids Pioneers and the Byron Center Bulldogs. Let's get you the starting goaltenders. First for the visiting Pioneers, it'll be 15-year-old Austin Stankowski, 6-4 on the season he is, with a 2.13 goals against average and a 9.16 save percentage. And for the Bulldogs, another sophomore, Carson McKenzie, 7-0 this year with a 2.43 goals against average and an 8.90 save percentage. The Pioneers in their yellow jerseys with blue shoulders and blue trim will be skating left to right across your screen. Byron Center in their home whites with orange shoulders going right to left. Here as the home team, the goaltenders are ready. The scorekeeper's ready. We're ready up here in the booth. Some Friday night hockey here on the Kuehl Show. Byron Center and East Grand Rapids. Puck is played on into the East Grand Rapids zone. That is Andrew West going back for it for the Pioneers. We talked about him. 10 points on the season, leading all East Grand Rapids defenders in offense. Puck played in the neutral zone, settled down. That is Riley Sickengo. He'll dump it in the near side corner. Brother Tyler Sickengo going in on the forecheck, tries to get a handle on it, but the Bulldogs take it back. Here's Mason Brate moving up the boards. In stride, moving it on through. Here's Trevor Davis across the line. Over to the far side, back out in front, but a good play made by West to knock that one away. Here's a chance from the point, and that one gets sticked off to the side as Nick Shepers threw that one on through. In the near side corner, the Pioneers trying to move it along. Out, it's chipped up to the line. Look out here. A chance and a chance by Jake Freusland, and he's stopped. First good save of the hockey game made by Stankowski, and he holds on. And we'll have our first whistle of the hockey game just 48 seconds in. Austin Stankowski, who actually played for the West Kent Hawks over in Walker last season, has made at least 25 saves in his last 6 games with the Pioneers. A very young goaltender, but head coach Christopher Newton has gone with him and rode with him so far, as he and Ben Billow, the only 2 goaltenders. Billow, a freshman for East Grand Rapids. Faceoff will come to the right of Stankowski. We had a little bit of an unfair drop, so we'll try it again. Faceoff one on back by the Bulldogs. Pushed on into the near side corner by Connor Bovia, and it comes all the way over to the far side. Charlie Fee gets bumped for his troubles for East Grand Rapids. Swung him back over the near side. Freusland cuts it off for Byron Center. Shepard's a shot from the point. That one goes wide. Back up to the point right in front of the East Grand Rapids bench. It gets poked ahead. Look out here. Billy Busey down the left wing side. Trying to get around Freusland, but a good job by Freusland to angle him off and push him behind the goal. Up to the point, it skips on by Fee. Look out, a 2-on-1 now for the Bulldogs. Here's Logan Nicholas, right wing side. He's in on goal, lost the handle, but a follow-up chance is stopped as Brady Beat comes in, and a big save made by Stankowski. He'll hold on. Logan Nicholas, you don't want to give him too many opportunities like that. He was thwarted off on the first one, the leading scorer for this hockey club, 3rd in the OK Conference. Faceoff will now come to the right of Stankowski. One on back by the Bulldogs. Up at the left point, it's Davis. He'll chip it down the wall. Knocked down for a moment by Braden Sandholm, but he lost the handle on it, but the Bulldogs keep it in. Sandholm will now go on the forecheck, trying to work it on away from Andrew West. Sits momentarily behind the goal. Stuffed at the side, and a good power move there by Sandholm, but he just couldn't complete the play. Puck chipped to the line and just out as Davis couldn't hold it in, but Byron Center will quickly regroup. Dumped on in by Gage Pietenpol. Comes back over the near side half wall, poked on and by Justin Savigny, but it goes into the slot, and a little bit of hectic moments there for East Grand Rapids, but it's pushed back down low. On the forecheck, Savigny. Looking out in front, he'll move it back up to the point, having to come on over and hold it in. Just barely, it was Pietenpol. Swings it back behind the goal. It skips over the stick momentarily of Mason Brate, the captain for the Bulldogs, but he'll grab it. However, it gets knocked off his stick by Tyler Sickenga. But the Bulldogs get it back. We're just over 2 minutes into this contest, 2:15 to be exact. Still scoreless between East Grand Rapids and Byron Center. We're glad you can join us here on this Friday night here on the Kuehl Show for some more high school hockey action. Puck is in the East Grand Rapids zone. Byron Center on the attack. Mason Brate pushes it on back. It comes back on now to the point. Freusland over to the half wall. Thrown towards the goal is trying to get it looking through his Luke Nicholas, and on the back door he scores! It is Mason Brate who followed it up. The bad angle shot by Luke Nicholas purposely wide. Brate is able to poke it in on the far side, and the Bulldogs are out in front. Good little play there, and you could definitely tell maybe just a little bit that Luke Nicholas was purposely putting that one wide. Time of this goal, the 2:43 mark of the first period. Good start here. That goal for Mason Breet. That he'll give him now his 7th goal of the season, tying him with Brady, his brother. Bulldogs in and back on the attack here. Logan Nicholas behind the goal looking out in front. Still has it at the far half wall. Tries to dance around his man, Connor Gendritz. Still has it. Drives the side of the goal. It gets shoved in as Gendritz angled him off, and that'll knock the net off its peg. So we'll have a face-off inside the Byron Center zone. Three minutes exactly in to this first period. Bulldogs up by a score of 1-0. Puck is played on as the Pioneers look to break it out. Tyler Spindle now moves it over the near side. West has it. He'll push it to the neutral zone, but Josh Freusen will dump it right back into the East Grand Rapids zone. Good early pressure here by the Bulldogs, not allowing East Grand Rapids many opportunities. But look out here. Charlie Fee picking up speed through the neutral zone. Down in the Byron Center end. However, his pass misses everybody. It's picked off now as coming back to the way is Ryan Pratt. He'll chip it on in over to the far corner and go and chase after it. Andrew West was there first and let it go by him, as now that'll allow East Grand Rapids a chance to clear, at least momentarily. Trevor Davis back on it for the Bulldogs. Poked forward. That is Nico Babinek, but it's taken back by the Pioneers. West will dump it on in. Curtis McKenzie will stop it behind his own goal. He lost the handle on it. At least that was the defenseman, Gage Piedenpol. But it is Riley Sickinga on the backhand at the blue line. He's able to get by one man. Good job, though, by Davis to get on top of him. Taken back by the Bulldogs. Piedenpol. He'll chip it to the neutral zone. And a couple of his line mates changing here. Just past the 4-minute mark of this first period. Bulldogs up by a score of 1-0. Davis has it. He'll move it over to the far side. Piedenpol. Nice pass to the middle, finding his man Shepherd's in stride. Long shot, easily shouldered away by the netminder Stankowski. Brady Breet centering out in front. However, he missed his man as Tyler Sickinga takes it back. He gets by Davis. They're in a foot race going on goal. Good job by Davis, but Sickinga still gets the shot off, and a good job by McKenzie to seal it in tight and hold on for a face-off. Great effort by Sickinga after chipping on by. Good job by Davis to try to tie him up, but Tyler Sickinga is able to just swipe the stick in there and put it on goal. And Curtis McKenzie with his first stop of the hockey game, coming at the 4.5-minute mark of this first period. Face off to his left, won by the Bulldogs. Freuslin tries to clear up the wall, hits a stanchion, but it lands right on the stick of Nico Babinek. He comes across the line. Look out, a chance out in front for Nicholas, and he scores! Luke Nicholas comes in behind the play and is able to sneak a backhander by the leg of Stankowski. It's 2-0 Bulldogs. So now that's 2 points already for Luke Nicholas. As just a little feed there, we'll see if Josh Freuslin gets the secondary assist. Time of this goal, the 4:43 mark of this first period. The Bulldogs go back on the attack here in the East Grand Rapids zone. Centered by Babinek, but it goes off a stick. And now here's a chance for East Grand Rapids to make some hay. 2-on-2. Charlie Field will just dip it into the near side corner. Busey going in on the forecheck for East Grand Rapids, but the Bulldogs momentarily got it back. Now it's back up towards the point. Backhanded softly towards the goal, and a chance out in front is spinning and shooting was Busey. Back at the side of the goal now. Where is it? It's in the back of the net. They score! Somehow, someway, that puck got behind McKenzie. The refs are discussing it now. McKenzie said the net went off. They're saying Chris Baranowski got the stick on it last. We'll wait to see the official word here before we put it up on the board. But a quick response here by East Grand Rapids to get on the board here, at least momentarily. They're discussing it now to see if the net came off. Unfortunately, the replay system we have is non-existent, so trying to play back my memory here, but the puck was battling at the side of the goal, and McKenzie kind of overplayed the near side post, which kind of opened up his backside a little bit, and it looked like Baranowski must have banked it off him. McKenzie's trying to plead his case that the net came off, but the rule is if the puck is being shot towards the goal while the net is coming off and the puck would have gone in, if the net was on its pegs, it counts as a goal. Now, if McKenzie had already knocked the net off, and you just see right there, they wave it off, the net came off first, so we have no goal. Still a 2-0 lead here for the Bulldogs. Curtis McKenzie going over to the net saying thank you, Pegs, for being a little soft on that one, as the ref goes over and kind of drills the pegs in a little bit deeper into the ice to ensure that from not happening anymore. So 2-0 still a lead here for the Bulldogs. 11:48 to go in the opening first period. Goals scored by Mason Breet and Luke Nicholas. Nicholas, of course, also assisting on the Breet goal. Just 2:43 into this contest. Right now, getting an explanation is Chris Newton on the East Grand Rapids bench. He doesn't like it too much, is kind of visually showing his displeasure towards the official. I'm pretty sure he's trying to explain the rule a little bit, the fact that the puck was being shot. But I believe had the puck not been shot from behind the goal, I believe it would have been a lot more apparent that the puck would have gone in first. If it had been shot like in the slot in the net as the net came off, that would have been different. But I think the explanation was that the net popped off first. Now, of course, I can't read lips, and of course everyone on the ice is wearing masks like they're supposed to, so it's kind of hard to read lips right now. But I can tell you just from looking over at Mr. Newton on the East Grand Rapids bench, he is not too happy with the goal being waved off, which would have made it a one-goal hockey game. Unfortunately, no shot counter here either, but the explanation official, and now we will continue on. Taylor Keyworth just nods at the ref, says, I don't need any more. You called no goal. That's all he needs, as we'll have a face-off in the Byron center end, won by the Bulldogs. Trevor Davis ahead for Sandholm, trying to get it out. Good hold there by the defenseman, Jane Bergenser. It's pushed on into the near side corner. Peden Pola back on it for the Bulldogs. Knocked off his stick. Trevor Davis will slow things down now. Looked at by a couple Pioneers. Swings up the near side. Held in at the point by Bergenser. Now with it on the far side, it's Riley Sickenga. Centering pass. Misses everybody, and it's poked ahead as Bergenser tries to hold off Sandholm, but coming on late here is Savigny. He'll push it on in deep in the near side corner down the East Grand Rapids zone. Andrew West will bring it right back out, though, for the Pioneers. 2-on-2 rush. He'll get it by Davis. Gets bumped a little bit, but he chases on back as Gage Piedenpole played up the near side. Chipped up the wall, knocked down from out by Nathan Milanowski, but second opportunity, Sandholm will now bring it ahead with Savigny 2-on-2. He'll go chipping in and go chasing after it alongside East Grand Rapids' Ryden McIntosh. They'll do battle in the near side corner. Puck gets knocked over to the far corner as West will move it along towards the blue line. Held in on a nice good play made by the defenseman. Looks like that's Luke Padding, the junior, back over there for the Bulldogs. Sandholm trying to dig it out of the pile, trying to clear it was Ben DeRogue, but on second opportunity, the Pioneers clear, but Bulldogs get it right back, and here with it is Logan Nicholas. Long pass goes off a leg and over to the far side. An opportunity to play here by Ryan Padgett. Plays it over the near side. Pioneers are able to clear. A little bit of room here for DeRogue, but it gets knocked off his stick as the other number 7 out there for the Bulldogs. That's Nick Sheppers will dump it on in. Near side, getting bumped into the boards was Brady Breet. Over on the far side, the Bulldogs get it back, trying to put it towards the middle. Look out, Logan Nicholas tries to get by one man. Puck bounced on him, though. Couldn't get a clean look at it in the high slot. Pioneers finally able to clear. 9:53 to go in the first period as the puck falls into the East Grand Rapids, or offsides, excuse me, is the call. So we'll have a face-off just in front of the Pioneers bench with 9:52 to go now in this first period. Bulldogs up by a score of 2-0. Out there on the draw for East Grand Rapids, that's Mason Keys, the sophomore. One on back, though, by Luke Nicholas for the Bulldogs as they'll gain possession. Josh Freuslin looks over his options, tipped on ahead as entering the zone there as Connor Bratt. Back up to the point. Almost not able to hold it in was Patty, but a good job by Josh Freuslin to come back and help him out. Freuslin gets across the line. He's quickly, though, met as Boosie is able to clear it, and they'll say a hand pass against the Bulldogs. So that'll force the faceoff to come back deep into Byron Center territory with 9:51 to go here in this first period. As we said, these teams have only played each other once in each of the last 4 seasons coming into this year. East Grand Rapids won the first 3 meetings before Byron Center won last season. Puck played back in the Bulldog zone in the far corner after the faceoff. With it now is Davis. He'll move it over the near side. Mason Breet picks it up with speed, 3-on-2. He's got Luke Nicholas behind him. Breet wraps it around, throws it in front, trying to find Bratt, but it was knocked away. Back up to the point, Trevor Davis. Davis down low. As Luke Nicholas puts it on through, Davis trying to cycle on, but he couldn't get a shot off. He gets held up a little bit in the near side corner. Good defensive work, though, by Connor Gendritz of East Grand Rapids as it goes over to the far side. Piedenpole knocks it back down low for the Bulldogs. Bratt looking out in front. Doesn't see anything he likes. Now he's all the way up to the left point. He'll push it on over. Here's Davis with a shot. Blocker save up in the air, and it somehow stays out As coming across may have been Luke Nicholas keeping it out by accident. Here's another shot from the point that gets blocked. The net comes off. That puck went off the blocker of Stankowski up in the air, and Luke Nicholas was actually driving the net, and he got behind Stankowski, and I don't know if it hit him or if a Pioneer kept it out, but regardless, we stay at 2-0. And obviously, thanks to the fortunate bounce there, as the puck bounced the way of the Pioneers that time, or else it could have been a 3-0 lead for the home Bulldogs. 8 minutes into this first period. It's been really all Bulldogs. A couple of rushes and a no goal call is a near miss opportunity for the Pioneers in this period. But other than that, it's been all Byron Centers. Here's another shot from the point. Gets deflected wide. Turning, spinning, and shooting. It was Brady Breet, but coming over and sliding with Stankowski, and he ends up knocking the net off by accident. As the Nets just seem to not want to stay on in this one. Of course, that's what led to the non-goal call for the Pioneers, as it looked like possibly Chris Baranowski knocked the puck in, but knocking it on the net off first accidentally was the goaltender Curtis McKenzie for BC. So right now they're trying to put the water on the pegs a little bit to kind of hold it in place. I've always been a fan of the moorings you always see in the pro ranks or the NCAA ranks to hold the nets a little bit more in place so the goaltenders can slide around a little bit. Here's the puck thrown towards the side of the goal. Shot by Brady Breet, stopped by Stankowski, sits in the crease, and it bounces and they score! A shot from the point deflected on. Stankowski made the first two saves, but finally got pushed across the line. It looks like it'll be Brady Breet who finally poked it across the goal line. It's 3-0 Dogs. We'll see, wait the official assist, but the time of this goal, the 8:24 mark, just before the halfway mark of this first period, and Byron Center now finds themselves up by a 3 spot. As play resumes now, that goal for Brady Breet, that'll give him 8 now as he jumps back ahead of brother Mason. Brady Breet, that is, coming into the game tonight, 4th in the team in scoring. Here come the Bulldogs back to center with a little bit of speed coming across as Kaminga dropped it on back. Here's a chance by Eli Kaminga, but he puts it wide of the goal. Back up to the point, thrown on down low by Bofia. It stops off the back of the net. That allows Ryan Padgett to move it along for the Pioneers. Push on ahead. Here's Nathan Milanowski over to the far side. Riley Sickengo. He's got room down that left wing side with a shot. Saved by McKenzie, and he pushes the rebound in the far corner. McKenzie, who hasn't had to have too much action so far in this one, stopping the leading score for the Pioneers that time. As here's Pratt back across the line. His shot gets blocked. Coming on through and following up are the Bulldogs. Trying to knock it towards the middle is Babinick, but it gets taken back by Tyler Sickengo for East Grand Rapids. He'll cross the red line and just dump it on in. And on the forecheck for East Grand Rapids is Ben DeRogue. He ties up his man. Scott Millman picks it up for EGR. He gets pinned to the boards just to the left of the Byron Center bench by Babinick. Now it's taken away by Piedenpol. He'll rush it on ahead, dropping it, looking for Luke Nicholas. He'll drop it for Nicholas. Shot stopped by the glove of the netminder Stankowski. Rebound played away, but it's taken right back by Byron Center. Good back-checking play by Piedenpol to hold it at the line and pick off the Ben DeRogue pass. Second opportunity. This time it gets out from East Grand Rapids as Millman pushed it over the line, but the Bulldogs get it right back. But Nicholas gets upended with a good firm shoulder check by way of Tyler Spindle as it's dumped back into the Byron Center zone. Just past the 10-minute mark of the first period, Bulldogs up by a score of 3-0. The Breet brothers each have one, along with Luke Nicholas. His pass over for new Luke Nicholas missed him, so this will go for icing. And we'll have our face-off coming back into the Byron Center zone. And as we take a just quick look here at the OK Conference leaders thus far, you see the two Nicholases there. That's coming into tonight's game. Logan Nicholas with 26 points. Luke Nicholas has 2 now, which jumps him above Austin Duma of Lowell Cal and Philip Anu of Northview, who is having a great year over there, as the faceoff is won by the Pioneers, cleared on back down low inside the Bulldog zone. Moved on over to the far side is a little bit of room for Luke Padding, but it's grabbed by Brady Breet, who knocks it back out to center. Pioneers quickly trying to regroup, chipped off the glass by Mitchell Stursma, but the Bulldogs get it right on back, as here's Brady Breet trying to knife his way through. Pass is picked off. Look out. Here's Logan Nicholas. And on the backhand, he scores! Just picked it off clean and walked in uncontested. We have to change that graphic. Make it 15 goals on the season for Logan Nicholas. And it's now 4-0 Bulldogs. They've started off strong, hard, and fast, have the Bulldogs. They have not allowed a whole lot of opportunity of reprieve for East Grand Rapids, and now it shows up on the board. Time of this goal coming at the 11:42 mark. Face-off won by BC, and they'll go right back in. At least they were trying to. Chip by Milanowski. Now here's Riley Sickinga down the right wing side. Piedenpol comes over to force him back behind his own goal, and Sickinga still on it. Piedenpol gets ran into the boards. Milanowski gives him a bump for his troubles as Riley Sickinga a little slow to get up, but he'll rejoin the play. Trying to push it out of the pile. There was Connor Bratt for the Bulldogs. He bumps his man. That allows Luke Nicholas to pick it up. Over for Mason Breed on the left wing side. Back for Nicholas. Back for Davis. Davis, nice move to get around Sickinga. He's in with a shot. Saved by Stankowski, and he'll hold on. Nice move by Davis, and a couple good drop back passes there by the Bulldogs. Pretty looking play, but Davis trying to look for goal number 4 on the season for the defenseman. Still 5:44 left here in the first period, and the Bulldogs have come out strong here on this one. 9-0 coming into tonight's contest. Face-off won by the Bulldogs. Thrown out in front. Oh, it went off the defenseman, and Stankowski had to be sharp. Smart little play to at least get out in front. I believe that was Savigny trying to center it, and I believe it went off the defenseman Ryan Padgett for East Grand Rapids, but thankfully Stankowski was there. Face-off won by BC again. Long shot from the point off the mask of Stankowski. He's down. The puck's behind him, but the puck stays out. Davis's shot catching Stankowski right in the chin, and it fell behind him, but thankfully for the East Grand Rapids netminder, he fell back on it, and we'll have a face-off sticking in the Pioneer zone. Certainly a good start here for BC, to say the least. Unfortunately, like I said, we don't have a shot counter, but it's got to be at least 10 shots on goal already in the first 11 minutes and change. Face-off won this time by East Grand Rapids. They'll clear it ahead. Boosie trying to get up. Durow trying to get it ahead, but a good back-checking play made by Pratt to take it away from him. Jane Briggenser plays over the near side. A second opportunity here for Spindler trying to get it out for the Pioneers. He gets it to at least to the red line, but Gage Piedenpol takes it right back. Quickly on ahead. Here's a shot, and one that kind of got sticked away from a defenseman as Justin Savigny tried to put it on through. Back up to the point. Kind of bobbles on back. Davis just knocks it back down low. Taken back and chipped out to center by East Grand Rapids' Scott Millman. But once again, the Bulldogs quickly bring it right back into the offensive zone. Davis at the top of the circle. Cuts the middle of the shot and goes off his own man. Is wrong place, wrong time for Savigny as the puck's now in the near side corner. Sandholm trying to center it. Gets worked off a check. Puts it back to the point. Piedenpol pushes it right back down low. It's the latest goal scorer for the Bulldogs. Logan Nicholas gets it knocked away from him. Tries to cut to the middle, but gets bumped off the puck on a good play made by Gendritz. Another hold, and this time Josh Freusland. Back to the point. Slap shot taken by Sheppers. That gets blocked. Logan Nicholas on again. Trying to avoid a check. Trying to get around Billy Busey. He does. Takes a shot. Trying to go to that far side. Maybe looking for a tip from Sheppers. That went wide. Puck will now trickle on over to the near side. Second opportunity for Bregenzer. She clears it to the line. Not out. Good hold by Freusland. In the corner with it, looking in front of Sheppers. Goes all the way back up to the point. A long shot. Easily glove save as Bovia puts it on. And Stankowski kind of under siege right now in the East Grand Rapids zone. Trying to be sharp, as more or less maybe trying to get the Pioneers out of this period and try to recover in the intermission to maybe come out with a better second period. Still 4 minutes left, though, in this opening period. Here on this Friday night from Southside Ice Arena. Face-off won by the Bulldogs. Bovia down low, trying to center for Brady Breed. It was knocked away. Breed on it, though, at the side of the goal. Centers it out in front. Oh, and a good save made by Stankowski. And another try goes wide. Stankowski, a big left pad save, robbing Nicholas on the back door. Puck cleared on down, but it misses everybody, which will go for icing, despite Sickinga getting there first. And, of course, in high school hockey, no matter if anyone beats it back to the line like you'd see maybe in college and the pros, if it crosses the goal line first after the puck is cleared down, it is an icing regardless. So 3:39 to go in the opening period. Face-off will be to the right of Stankowski in the Pioneer zone. East Grand Rapids won the draw by jumping right on it. It was Mason Breed. Luke Nicholas trying to pull it out of there. Nicholas already a goal and assist in this period for BC. Back to the point. It's Davis with a shot. That gets blocked, poked ahead. Tyler Sickinga gets it. He moves it for Riley Sickinga. Trying to get around Piedenpol, but a good play by Piedenpol to get there and a good back check by Davis to finish off the turnover. As Byron Center will corral it back in their own zone. Davis gets it by one man up to the middle. Here's Luke Nicholas in speed. Through the middle, tries to cut to the right side, stops up. Goes back to the point. Davis looks over his options. He'll move it back down low. We'll try a little cute give and go there with Luke Nicholas, but it was knocked away. Down low, an opportunity trying to drive the goal here is Connor Middleton, but he couldn't get it on. Good job by Stankowski. Now Stankowski's down as Keister, but thankfully for him, puck stayed out, and then the net gets knocked off. So we'll have a face-off inside the Pioneer zone with under 3 to play here in the opening period. Good little play by Middleton to drive the side of the goal there and trying to stuff it in short side, but Stankowski is doing everything he can. A little unorthodox at times, but he's able to keep him out at least for the last couple of minutes, trying to make sure this game stays at a 4-goal margin. Face-off won by the Bulldogs out in front. Oh, and a good save by Stankowski as Sandholm found Savigny backdoor, and another big save made by Stankowski. He robbed Nicholas just a moment ago. Back-to-back good-looking saves by the Pioneers sophomore. Puck clear to the line in the Byron center zone. Held on in by Paget. He'll bring it in down the corner. He'll center it out in front, trying to find his man as he had DeRogue looking backdoor. But the Bulldogs get it back, trying to push it on ahead as Savigny, he takes a hit. Josh Freusen will center it. Fortunately, no one there for BC, but it gets deep in the East Grand Rapids zone. Taking on back. Here's the bad angle shot by Savigny. That's stopped in tight by Stankowski. Over the near side, Sandholm back out in front, trying to center it, but it went off a stick of Paget. And here's another shot from the point as Luke Padding fired one on. That got blocked by a Pioneer. Padding down the corner, playing a little catch with Sandholm. Sandholm looking for an opportunity, but he'll just go back up to the point where Padding has it. Padding soft wrist draw, deflected on by Savigny, and another good save by Stankowski. Pioneers looking to clear, and they will. They'll just clear it up off the wall behind the East Grand Rapids bench, which will at least give them an opportunity to change with 1:48 to go in the first period, and a couple of real good-looking stops by Stankowski. You can't give the netminder any flack for his efforts so far in this first period. Despite the 4 goals, he's really done his part to make a couple of big saves, including robbing the guy that's going to take the face-off here for BC. The leading scorer on this hockey club, Logan Nicholas. It gets one on back by Mason Keys, but it somehow gets directed on goal, and Stankowski has to smother it, so we'll try it again. Keys out there right now with Chris Baranowski, who thought he had a goal early on in this game, but the refs ruled that the net came off first. Face-off one on back, but the Pioneers take it back as here's Billy Busey fanning on a pass, and it's knocked on back into the East Grand Rapids zone. Gendritz over to the far side. Long stretch pass, good pass by Bregenzer, and a long shot from the blue line by Busey, stopped by McKenzie. He'll keep it going. McKenzie hasn't had to have too many opportunities. He made a couple of good saves early on, including a nice save on Riley Sickinga, but other than that, not too much to show for it for the East Grand Rapids offense here. Late here in the first period. 4-0 lead here for the Bulldogs. Here's Logan Nicholas turning away from his man, centering out in front, and a one-timer by Babinek just went wide, and he got dumped right in front of the East Grand Rapids zone, right in East Grand Rapids goal. Nicholas out in front. Davis trying to cycle on through the slot, but it goes off his foot. Back to the way comes Baranowski for the Pioneers. He'll chip it on in as we have 1 minute remaining here in this first period. Bulldogs up by 4. Trevor Davis will slow things down behind the BC net. Being looked at by a pair of Pioneers. He'll just slap it out to the neutral zone. He finds Brady Breet on the left wing side. Top of the circle, advances to the backhand. Nice play by Stankowski to poke it off his stick before he could drive it across. Logan Nicholas, nice little spin move in the corner. Looking out in front. He'll try to take it himself out in front for Shepherds, but he couldn't get the shot off. Cleared out and down the ice by Riley Sickinga, and that will go for icing with 27.5 seconds remaining in the opening period. Little nice move there, a nice spin move, and does it all in stride, does Nicholas, and that's kind of how it's been his mojo this season. 15 goals now as Logan Nicholas, that is. Came into tonight, as we saw, 3rd in the conference in scoring. Face-off one as the Pioneers bring it on ahead. Riley Sickinga pushed it over for Tyler Sickinga, but he hits him right in the foot, but takes a tumble, but a good play to sweep it on back, so the Pioneers at least maintain possession. Malinowski chips up the boards. They'll say no icing as Freusland made an attempt to play it. Tyler Sickinga centered for Riley Sickinga, and Freusland is able to pick that pass off, negating the scoring chance with 6 seconds to go here in the period. Tipped on ahead by Brady Breet. Malinowski pushed it across. 2 seconds and 1, and that's how we'll end period number 1. The Bulldogs come out firing. 3 goals in the first half of the period, then 1 more by way of the leading goal scorer on the hockey club and one of the best in the conference, Logan Nicholas. And that's where they lead it by 4 after 17 minutes of play. We'll take a quick break, folks. When we come back, we'll get you caught up on all what happened in that first period, all the goals and all the chances. We'll get to all that and more as you're watching high school hockey here on The Kuehl Show, which, by the way, you can catch every Monday night. All your best in-depth analysis of all things hockey from the NHL to the high school ranks and more, where you get all your great stuff, including fun and great interviews with some of the biggest names in the business, including longtime radio play-by-play voice of the Detroit Red Wings, Ken Kal. Just minutes ago that I still have Chris Osgood in my office here on the set of The Kuehl Show. But like you said, 2008 stands as the last cup in Motown. But obviously, as great the playoffs were, and that series against Pittsburgh was memorable, it's Game 6 that is always the most memorable, because not just for, the Wings winning the cup, but for you, Ken, in particular. You just came off Game 5 where it was a triple overtime game. I stayed up all night to only be disappointed to watch Peter Sikora score for the Pens. And then the morning of Game 6. Ken, take us through that day through the eyes of Ken Kal.
Well, just going back to Game 5, and if I'm wrong with this recollection, make sure you correct me, but I remember that the Red Wings had the lead with about 30 seconds to go, and we were really counting it down just because the Red Wings should have won the cup on home ice, and then they scored the goal, right, to tie it up, and then it went into triple overtime, and they won. Is that correct?
Yeah, that was Maxime Talbot tying up, and I remember Holmstrom had that great chance in front of the net, too.
Yeah, and so I just remember everybody, they had the locker room all set up for interviews and everything, and with 30 seconds to go, there was going to be overtime. Everybody, I'm hearing this secondhand, but everybody went into the Red Wing locker room, and there was chaos in there because they had to tear everything out of there because they didn't win the cup, right? So, yeah, that was pretty disappointing. But, yeah, it was a long game, and then the next day was a travel day. We went to Pittsburgh, and I just felt that something wasn't right. Like, I don't know if I was catching a cold or something, but something just wasn't right. And then the morning of Game 6, I woke up in the middle of the night, and I couldn't talk. And I was panicking a little bit, and I'm going like, well, let's give this some time. Maybe by 8 or 9 in the morning, it'll get better, but it just got worse. And so I had to email my boss over at the radio station, and they brought Ken Daniels in to do the game. And Kenny, to this day, I still say he should have called the final 11 or 12 or 15 seconds, just because of the fact that he did the game. And as a TV guy, you never get the opportunity to call history, I guess, because you're done after the first round. The radio guys get an opportunity to go all the way. But when he threw it to me, I think I only had about 15 seconds of voice left, and what a thrill it was, because Pittsburgh almost tied it up. Puck went through the crease after Osgood made a great save, and the Red Wings won the Stanley Cup. But I think I had just enough voice to get through it, and everything worked out.
Everyone talks about, a great, overcoming adversity, like, Bobby Baun in the 64 finals against Detroit scoring on a broken leg. Michael Jordan with the flu game, as we've learned now, is the food poisoning game. No one ever talks about the laryngitis game, Ken. I can't believe it.
Well, I'm not a player, and I think if it was a player that had some, like you said, Bobby Baun breaking the leg, it'd be a little bit different. But
And you can catch more of interviews just like that every Monday night on 12 Ounce Sports on The Kuehl Show, 6 to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tyler Kuehl back here inside Southside Ice Arena. Let's take you back to what happened in that first period where Byron Center really controlled the play so far. They had a couple of really good opportunities, and it was an all-family affair as Mason and Brady Breet each got a goal, as did Logan and Luke Nicholas. It got started just over 2 minutes into the contest. A shot that went purposely wide off the stick of Luke Nicholas goes off the backboards over to the far side. Who's right there? One of the captains for this Bulldog team, Mason Breet, bangs in his 7th goal of the season, giving him the 10 points so far on this 2021 season, making it 1-0 Dogs. 2 minutes exactly later, it was Luke Nicholas, after a couple of good passes by way of Connor Brett and Josh Freuslin setting him up. Luke Nicholas is able to bang in the goal. That's his 8th goal of the season. Remember, he had not scored in the last 3 games for Byron Center, but he gets back on the board with a nice little play there. Luke Nicholas, by the way, who had 2 goals and 2 assists against Lake Orion, had a goal and 3 assists against Forest Hill Central. His first goal, like we said, since February the 20th. Also helping out then just right before the halfway mark A little bit of an innocent play. Puck got thrown on from the point. First stop made by Stankowski. Second stop as well by the East Grand Rapids netminder. However, the third one finally poked just across the line by Brady Breet, the sophomore. Brady, that gives him 8 goals on the season, jumping just back ahead of brother Mason for the scoring lead. At least in that household, Brady Breet, 4th on the team in scoring, now with 17 points on the season. The scoring would not stop there, though, for BC, as later on, Logan Nicholas, the leading scorer for this club, the 3rd leading scorer in the OK Conference as a whole, read a pass perfectly, picked one off right at the East Grand Rapids blue line, walked in uncontested, backhander over the glove of Stankowski, his 15th goal of the season, 27th point of the 2021 campaign, making it 4-0 Dogs. And that's all the scoring we had. No penalties to show for it. However, a near opportunity for East Grand Rapids that right after the goal by Luke Nicholas earlier on in the period, it looked like possibly Chris Baranowski had banged the puck off the goaltender Curtis McKenzie and across the line for maybe to get the Pioneers on the board. However, the refs talked it over. They discussed it, and they said that the net had been knocked off prior to the puck going across the line, which negated the goal, and that made kept the game at that point a 2-0 margin. Obviously, the Bulldogs were able to build off that, and really, that's been the story of this first period. Byron Center, we had a lot of play down to our left. East Grand Rapids really couldn't flip the ice. Riley Sickinga had a couple of chances, but he had a couple of chances that were also thwarted by good coverage by Gage Piedenpol and Trevor Davis, who had really done a really good job of holding their own in the defensive end as well. Whenever it seemed like East Grand Rapids tried to get something going offensively, but the Bulldogs, their quick transition play, their ability to get the puck and break it quickly out of the zone. You can see why Taylor Keyworth has led this team to a 9-0 record coming into tonight's game just by the ability of his defense and their quick play up the ice and not allowing the other team to get the puck very comfortable in the offensive zone, because it's pretty simple. If the other team can't score when they can't sit in the offensive zone long enough, I'm sure if you're Coach Newton, though, for the Pioneers, you're going to try to find a way to break on through, whether it's just simply chipping the puck out and flying the zone or just try to find a way to slow down this Byron Center attack, which teams have not been able to do a whole lot this year, like we talked about coming into the game tonight. Plus 33 goal differential this season for the Bulldogs, already now making it 37 after the first period of play. We'll take another break, folks. When we come back, it'll be the second period between the Bulldogs and the Pioneers. You're watching high school hockey here on The Kuehl Show, which you can catch every Monday night for some of the fun and best interviews and sometimes a little comedy as well. Like when the time we talked with EA Sports NHL broadcaster James Cebulski talking about how he found out the pandemic was just starting.
And says, holy cow, Trump just shut down international travel in the U.S. And it's like, wow, that is serious. And so I take another 5 steps, and a colleague of mine gets up and comes over to me and says, the NBA just shut down. Rudy Gobert just tested positive, and you're going, oh my God, the NBA just halted play in the middle of the evening of scheduled play, and they just stopped. Like, wow.
During the Mavericks game, that was the famous one.
Yeah, and that was one that really kind of made it. And I feel like sports had such a major impact in terms of finally making everybody take this way more serious than they probably were at the time. So it's like Trump has shut down international travel. 5 seconds later, somebody says the NBA just shut down. And then 5 seconds after I go, holy crap, this is getting serious. I turn around and somebody else comes over and says, Tom Hanks has coronavirus. And
oh my God,
Forrest Gump's going to die. And at the time, you're like, this is crazy. And so it was that night where it was all going down and, spending an hour on stage with Drew Brees and kind of seeing how things kind of worked for him last weekend. And that was kind of the last night to see anybody in some form of public setting after that particular night. We've just been working from home where I've worked on my COVID beard and, probably justified way too many chocolates and glasses of wine and bags of chips, just blaming everything.
Yeah, that was certainly a fun interview with James Cebulski. For all of you younger fans out there, the current voice of the EA Sports NHL video games. Of course, I grew up on Jim Houston and Don Stewart, and of course, we'll also have Gary Thorne and Mike Emmerich doing the play-by-play for those games. But James Cebulski, a very fun guy to chat with. Just moments away from this, Zamboni just got off the ice. We'll take another quick break, folks. When we come back, it will be the second period between the Bulldogs and the Pioneers. You're watching high school hockey here on The Kuehl Show. welcome back inside Southside Ice Arena. Tyler Kuehl here as we're awaiting the officials to come on the ice here for this second period. Seems like all teams are ready to go. The Zambonis been off for a little over a minute now, but regardless, we'll be holding you tight here for a moment. Let's take a quick look here. Like we talked about, a little over a week away from the end of the regular season, which means regional tournament action coming up here across the MHSAA. East Grand Rapids, they're in Division 3. They'll be in Regional 20, which will actually be right here at Southside Ice Arena, which is hosted by Grand Rapids Catholic Central. GRCC will be in that regional, along with Forest Hill Central, Jackson Lumen Christi, and Matawan, along with East Grand Rapids. So a couple of good teams there. Forest Hill Central, maybe not having the best year they like to have in the past, but they do have some talent to talk for. They did beat Forest Hills Northern Eastern actually on Wednesday. Catholic Central, of course, they're gearing up for another deep playoff run as both teams are finally getting back on the ice here as the refs are out here as well. Byron Center will be in region number 11. They're actually going to be having to play down in Kalamazoo at Wings West, as it'll be, actually, they're playing at Wings Stadium, as Portage Northern is the host. Forest Hills Northern Eastern will be there, along with Mona Shores, Reeds Puffer, and Portage Northern. Be a really good, tough test for Byron Center, having to possibly go through the best team in that bomb division, team that East Grand Rapids knows very well, the Mona Shore Sailors, who have a couple of the best offensive players. When you saw in that graphic, they have 3 players in the top 15 in scoring in this OK conference. So won't be easy for either team getting out of the regionals. Of course, Byron Center, like we said, they were a team that made a real deep run playoffs in the playoffs last year. They actually, if you remember, they were actually in the semifinal. They were set to play Detroit Catholic Central, and then this thing that the kids call COVID got in the way of it. But regardless, we're set here for period number 2 between the Bulldogs and the Pioneers. Both teams getting their final bits of instruction from their respective coaches. Pioneers in their road yells will be going back right to left. Stankowski's all ready to go in his net. And down to our left, the Bulldogs, Curtis McKenzie all ready to go. As the Bulldogs now will be going left to right in their home whites here for this second period of action. 4-0 lead here for the Bulldogs. Logan and Luke Nicholas both scoring for BC, as did Mason and Brady Breet. And the puck is about to be dropped, and we are underway here in period number 2. Bulldogs 9-0 coming into tonight. East Grand Rapids 6-4. Bulldogs just trying to stay hot as we get down. They do have 5 games left. We'll get to their upcoming schedule in our second intermission as the puck's played down, however, too far into the Byron Center zone, and that will result in an icing call. So we'll have our first face-off of this second period, 17 seconds in. Face-off will come to the left of Stankowski. Stankowski, who had to be really sharp in that first period, despite giving up 4 goals, he made a couple of really big saves, made a big save on Logan Nicholas and Brady Breet. Face-off won, though, back by the Bulldogs. Gage Piedenpol plays it down low. Piedenpol also had a great offensive chance for BC in that first period. Puck's over in the far corner. Luke Nicholas tries to pull it out of there. Has it on the backhand. He'll swing it around the end boards and comes all the way over to the near side. Bratt will knock it back down low for BC, but it goes back over to the other side. It's kind of playing a little bit of pong around the end boards for both teams right now. But look out, the chance here for Riley Sickenga on the forecheck, trying to get around Gage Piedenpol. They'd get tied up and go softly into the near corner together. Trevor Davis will pull it over the far side, and it gets poked out to center by BC, but spiked right back in by the Pioneers. Tyler Sickenga gets it back, but he gives it right away to Gage Piedenpol. Bulldogs gain possession now as there's a nice little hip check thrown as upending his man was Nathan Milanowski, kind of going down, knocking Luke Nicholas. Here's a shot by Davis out in front for Brad, and it was knocked away after the second try, and a good bat angle save made by the netminder, Austin Stankowski. Davis at the right point now. Traffic in front, long shot. Goes off the shoulder of Stankowski and wide, and Stankowski, not the tallest goaltender in the world, got a piece of that with the shoulder, at least to direct it wide. Not sure if it would have gone in, but it counts as a shot on goal. Here's another shot, this time by Brad, as that one was stopped by the right leg of Stankowski. Held at the blue line for a moment by Davis, but second opportunity. A little bit of room now for Fee to move it forward by East Grand Rapids, but Logan Nicholas gets it right back for BC as it just seems like the Bulldogs just suffocate the Pioneers every time they clear out of the zone. And look out, a stretch pass for Brady Breet. He's in on a breakaway. He's in to the forehand. Oh, but he fans on it. He went to the backhand, tried to pull it back to the forehand, but it slips off his stick. Another try as Freuslin tries to center it, but that was knocked away, and it's cleared out and down the ice. This one will go as it just flipped on its side and will roll all the way across the line for an icing call. Great feed as Brady Breet was looking for goal number 2 here in this hockey game. However, just couldn't get the handle. Maybe got to put a little Howie stick wax on it there to maybe finish that play off next time. He's back on the ice now. Hopefully he doesn't let that one get to his head too much. Sometimes players will have nightmares after missed chances like that when you see a gaping 4x6. Bulldogs gain possession after the faceoff win. Logan Nicholas trying to pass it across. It gets taken away, though, for a moment by Millman of the Pioneers. They're able to work it down in the Byron Center zone. Can't gain clean possession, though, as Nicholas gets it right back for BC. Logan Nicholas all the way up his pass out for Shippers. He gets by Padgett. Brady Breet will now chase into the corner. He gets challenged by Connor Gendritz, who knocked it away, but he puts it right on back of the net. It skips off the net as the players whacked it off to keep play alive. Now it comes over the near side. Mason Keys trying to move it along for EGR, but it got held in by Freuslin. Pass to into the slot. Backhander by Brady Breet goes wide. Keys takes a hard bump, but the Pioneers are able to get it out here in a little bit of room as here comes across the line is Billy Busey. However, a penalty behind the play as Brady Breet caught Keys, and Brady Breet's going to be kicked out of this hockey game. As it looked like Brady Breet, I believe, I don't know if he cowbelled him or not, folks, but nonetheless, Brady Breet is kicked out of this hockey game. Fortunately, the play was going back to the way. I was able to catch the end. I was able to see Keys fall down, and I believe Breet looked like Breet went between his legs and put the stick right in between there, and somewhere you don't want to get hit. But nonetheless, Mason Keys was able to get up under his own power, thankfully. But it'll be a 5-minute power play here for the Pioneers. Big opportunity here, a 5-minute major as Brady Breet will go off. I don't know if they call it spearing or slashing, but nonetheless, Brady Breet is gone in a 5-minute power play for East Grand Rapids. Down 4 as we are just at almost at the 3-minute mark of this second period. Big opportunity for them not just to get on the board, but find a way to get back in this hockey game. They'll have out there Milanowski, Tyler and Riley Sickinga. Andrew West, the leading defenseman scorer for this Pioneers team, and Charlie Fee, the senior defenseman up front. The Pioneers win the draw, and they'll set up shop. West at the left point. Being pressured, he'll play it down low. Trevor Davis cuts it off for the Bulldogs, but it gets knocked away from him. Coming on down low is Milanowski. Plays it back to the point for Riley Sickinga. Down the wall, Milanowski again. Looking over his options, being looked at by Pete and Pohl. He'll throw it back down low. Sickinga wrapping around the Bulldog net. Throws it out in front looking for Riley Sickinga, but it's intercepted and cleared out and down the ice by Ryan Pratt, the senior. So it's a game disqualification, too, which I'm not mistaken means that he'll be kicked out of the next game, which is a big one, too, and that's against West Ottawa on Saturday. Here's a shot from the point, and that gets shouldered off by McKenzie. First shot on goal of the period for the Pioneers, and the clearing attempt was knocked down by Milanowski, but Pratt's able to follow it up and at least get out to the neutral zone. Pioneers have it on back, throwing towards the middle. Here's Davis with it. Davis will chip it on down low. Slowed up by Malinowski, but the Pioneers looking to circle it up. Here's Fee. Fee with room on the far side. Still 3:54 left in the major power play for the Pioneers. Puck's turned on back, and it'll be fired out into the line, held in by Milanowski as the Pioneers try to set up shop here. Here's West with it. Same unit still out there for the Pioneers, and you may see him a couple more times in this major power play. West for Milanowski. Throws it on across. He thought Sickinga was down there. However, it was Luke Nicholas for the Bulldogs, and he'll clear it out and down the ice. 12.5 to go in the second period. Bulldogs still up by a score of 4-0. Still 3.5 remaining in the major penalty to Brady Breet for, I believe he said spearing, and a game disqualification. Here's Padgett on the near side for EGR. He'll dump it on in. Curtis McKenzie will stop it up behind his own goal. Leaves it for Freuslin. Freuslin will try to push it over, but it gets taken by Keys. Keys out in front. His pass misses. Here's a chance for Gendritz and a shot. No one's fanned on the back door as Mason Keys found in his feet, but he couldn't get the shot away. He may have had a great opportunity backdoor side had he gotten a stick on it. Taken by Savigny as he gets hit hard into the boards as Gendritz. Pardon me, that was actually Padgett who sent him for a ride. But a good job by Sandholm to knock it away and push it back down low for BC, whose penalty kill has not allowed too many chances for this East Grand Rapids power play, which still has 2 minutes and 40 seconds left on it. Paget plays it down low. He gets bumped for his troubles. Over on the far side, pushing it back down low is Billy Busey. Now behind the net is Keys. Over to the far side, it skips on the stick of Scott Millman. Trying to get it out was that was Patty, but now a chance out in front. Trying to get a shot was Millman, but it was knocked off his stick. Mason Keys comes in, throws in a hard check, knocking his man down. Up at the right point, a long shot. Good save by McKenzie as Gendritz got it through, but it landed right on the Byron Center logo of the netminder McKenzie, and he'll hold on for a faceoff. We're at the 5:40 mark of the second period. 2:14 to go in the major power play for the Pioneers. A power play that really needs to get going here if they want to find a way to get back in this game. Here's a shot by Sickinga, goes wide. Bad angle, they score! I believe it was Tyler Sickinga who bangs it in, and the Pioneers get a goal on the power play, and they're back on the board. Time of this goal coming at the 5:46 mark. As EGR gets on the board, now a 4-1 game. Still a power play continuing as it is a major power play. They'll keep that same unit out there, and they'll look to go on the attack here as it's dumped on in by Charlie Fee. Back on it for BC is Gage Piedenpol. He gets worked off the puck momentarily by Sickinga. He pins him to the boards. Milanowski pulls it out, trying to center it. Nobody there. Knocked away by Davis, and he'll just clear it out and down the ice. They give Milanowski and Fee the assist. I thought Sickinga shot it, but regardless, we'll give Milanowski and Fee the assist as now Byron Center just trying to keep the puck 200 feet from their own goal with 10:40 to go here in this middle frame. The goal by Tyler Sickinga as the puck is cleared all the way down and will go for icing. That goal for Sickinga now gives him on the season, that's only his second goal on the year actually, his 7th point with the Pioneers this season for the sophomore forward. Riley the Elder, who is a senior. Face-off after the icing call will be to the left of Stankowski with 10.5 to go in the middle frame. Face-off one on back by Mason Keys as the Pioneers look to get it back, but good pressure by Mason Breep behind the EGR goal, at least keep the puck down there. Now he'll go chase Paget over the near corner. He gets bumped off the puck momentarily. Luke Nicholas in there for the Byron Center Bulldogs, able to try to help out and keep it in. He'll just actually bring it out to the neutral zone and maybe waste some time as he'll dump it right back in. Good little smart play to slow things down a little bit and, waste some time on the penalty kill. You don't have to keep the puck down as long as you keep possession. As another possession gained by the Bulldogs after a good play by Mason Breet to work off Keys off the puck as East Grand Rapids has to retreat back behind their own net. Gendritz over the near side. Paget tips it along. Over the near side boards, Mason Keys will deflect it on in with 44 seconds left in the major power play. 4-1 game now after the power play goal by Tyler Sickinga. However, it looks like the Bulldogs will remain unscathed after that, unless barring any last rush here on the power play for the Pioneers. 9:30 to go here in the second period. Shepard's behind the net for the Bulldogs. A bad angle backhander. That's stopped by Stankowski. Is really, since that power play goal and when the second unit came on, the Bulldogs just hemmed the Pioneers in their own zone. The penalty kill showing that the more of a power kill that was kind of dubbed by Taylor Keyworth's former coach Phil Sweeney over at Davenport. He'd like to think of his penalty kill as very aggressive and attackful. Calls it a power kill. Patent pending, of course. Face-off in the East Grand Rapids zone, won by the Pioneers. Kicked ahead for Riley Sickinga. He'll chip it on across, trying to find Tyler, but it was knocked away by Trevor Davis. And now Savigny will poke it on into the East Grand Rapids zone and chase after it. Lost his stick, and that'll allow an opportunity for a pass ahead for Riley Sickinga. Maybe a last rush on the power player for EGR. Sickinga gets around Piedenpol. Tyler Sickinga trying to center it. Penalty will expire, so only one goal on the major power play for the Pioneers. However, they do get on the board. It's a big hit thrown there as West knocked Pratt down right in front of the EGR bench. Puck played over on the far side. With it is Sandholm for the Bulldogs. Trying to center it on through, looking for Kamiga coming off the bench, but it's taken back by Riley Sickinga. Up for Tyler Sickinga now across the line. Good job by Piedenpol, at least knock it off stride, and Riley Sickinga will just dump it on in and go for a change with 8:40 to go here in the second period. Bulldogs up 3. Up the near side, Eli Kiminga tipped it. Actually did not tip it. Thought he got a stick on it. However, it goes all the way down for an icing call, so we'll regroup back down in the Byron Center zone. Almost at the halfway mark of this hockey game. Quick rundown of the scoring for you. In the first period, of just 2:43 in, it was a goal by Mason Breet, his 7th of the year. Luke Nicholas shortly thereafter that with his 8th goal of the year. Then Brady Breet with his 8th, and then Logan Nicholas, with his 15th goal of the season, followed up by a goal here in this period by Tyler Sickinga. Here comes Kaminga across for the Bulldogs. Nice pass looking for Logan Nicholas, the aforementioned. However, it went through his feet and goes harmlessly away, for at least for the Pioneers' sake. Nice little spinning pass there by Kaminga, trying to show Logan Nicholas that he can do a spinorama too. BC has the puck in their own zone. Shepard gets by one man, and he'll just bring it on into the East Grand Rapids zone himself. Left wing side, trying to get around Bregenzer, and his shot goes well wide. Back up to the point, Patty. Fans on a little bit of a deke, but it's cleared on ahead, trying to get it on through his spindle. Knocked down by Baranowski, but now pulled across the line by DeRogue. DeRogue, fans on the first shot attempt. Second shot attempt goes well wide of the cage as East Grand Rapids is changing. Chipped on ahead. Look out. Josh Freusland in stride, trying to chase him down as Gendrich. Bad angle shot. Good save made by Stankowski, and he'll hold on. Josh Freusland looked like he just got shot out of a cannon, just streaking down that left wing side. Was able to fire it on, but Stankowski just staying true, staying square to the shot, able to knock it down and hold on for a faceoff. Now with his team on the board, every save is going to be important here for Stankowski if the Pioneers want to have any chance of getting back in this hockey game. But, of course, that stood true when he made a few big saves in that first period. The puck's cleared down by the Pioneers, enough for icing. With 7.5 to go in the second period. 4-1 lead for the home Bulldogs, who came into tonight with a 9-0 record. And technically had won their last 13 games, as they'd won 3 games in the regional tournament last year and then won the state quarterfinals before pandemic hit. So the Bulldogs find themselves on quite the streak, if you will. Puck's in the East Grand Rapids zone, trying to clear it out are the Pioneers. Billy Busey got cut off. Back behind his own goal with it now was Mitchell Stursma. Gets taken back by Luke Nicholas, though, trying to find Trevor Davis streaking, but passing lane wasn't clear, so he rethought it and will just dump it back down low. Mason Breet in the near side corner. Backhands it out in front, taken away by Fee. As now the Pioneers look to bring it back 3-on-2 if they can hurry. Busey across the line. Gets entangled, though, with Millman. Millman, though, trying to push it down the wall and does, but lost the handle on it as the Bulldogs get it right back by way of a nice defensive play by Trevor Davis. Long stretch pass finds Mason Breet across the line. Almost got Brady and Mason mixed up. However, the puck's turned back over. East Grand Rapids will dump it on in. That's Millman going in after it. Back for the defensive effort for the Bulldogs. Bovia, he gets pinned to the boards behind his own goal with 6.5 to go in the second period. Davis able to pull it out of the pile. Gets it by Milanowski, and he'll look it out ahead himself. It's taken right back by Milanowski, and he'll just dump it on in as that top line's back out there for the Pioneers. And McKenzie with the puck bouncing back out in front. He'll just smother it and will face off in the BC zone. Now, one of the biggest things here, of course, for this East Grand Rapids team is the absence of Ted Campbell, the third leading scorer on this Pioneers team. 15 points he has on the season, out with COVID tracing this weekend. So it's a big loss because he's usually on this top line with Milanowski and Riley Sickinga. Face-off won by the Bulldogs is taken by Bovia. Pass right through the feet of Babinek, held at the line by EGR's West. Long wrister gets knocked down at the side of the goal. Riley Sickinga trying to wrap around, but couldn't find a clean path to goal. Now he'll go back to his forehand over to the far corner. Freusland right on top of him, not letting him drive the front of the goal. Good effort by the Byron Center defenseman. Now Pratt comes in to help out. He's able to get the turnover. Clear to the line, not out. Long shot by Ryan McIntosh. Gets knocked down over the far side of the goal as Tyler Sickinga got a whack at it. And thankfully it went wide. No icing as the puck was cleared down, but it was off this. They're going to say it was tipped by West, but it could have been played by West of the Pioneers. So they'll play on. Long stretch pass finds Milanowski in the neutral zone. High pass across, missed by Tyler Sickinga. As now it's taken out. Look out. A puck gets skipped to the middle. It's Milanowski. He's in. Big save made by McKenzie. Thrown back out in front by Milanowski. Goes wide. Here's a shot from the point by West. That one's kicked out with the right pad by McKenzie. Another big save by the BC netminder. Hasn't had to make too many of those in this hockey game, but he's made 2 big ones here late. Here's West with a chance. There's a save by McKenzie out in front. Oh, and Riley Sickinga had a wide open net and had McKenzie swimming, but it was stuck in his feet and it was cleared. Now McKenzie starting to warm to the task, as here's Trevor Davis with it in his own zone for the Bulldogs. Long stretch pass tipped ahead by Shepard. Intended for Kaminga, but It was taken away by the other number 13 out there and dumped out to center by Connor Gendrich of the Pioneers. Back in comes BC. Logan Nicholas looking on a cross for Shepherds, but it was deflected. Nicholas on it, though, again. Cuts to the middle, wants to shoot, and will. Save made by the netminder, Stankowski, who's the name we haven't had to say in a little bit, as we were talking much more about the goaltender down to our left, Mr. McKenzie. But Stankowski trying to stay sharp. 4-1 lead here for BC. All 4 of Byron Center's goals have came in the first period. 4.5 to go in this second period. Face-off won by East Grand Rapids over to the far side. Tipped on by Baranowski. Almost given away, though, right in the slot. As coming across trying to steal was Kaminga for the Bulldogs. And look out, nice move by Fee to get around one man, but it gets knocked off his stick. As now the Bulldogs look to bring it right back. Kaminga throws it across. It's Shepherds 2-on-1 with Nicholas. Shepherds will take a shot and a good stick save made. And directing the rebound in the near corner was Stankowski. Padding at the point for the Bulldogs. Across, Freusland fans on the shot. Second attempt from a bad angle. Throws it back across, looking for Nicholas. Freusland for Nicholas. And that one went wide. Now Spindle with a long try for the Pioneers gets blocked. As now slowing things down in his own zone as Logan Nicholas pass ahead for Bratt. He has Shepherds, but Shepherds has to hold up and go across the line on sides as Bratt in the far corner. Throws it out in front and he scores! Luke Padding tips it in on a beautiful feed from Bratt. It's 5-1 Bulldogs. Beautiful feed by Bratt, just coming down the wing. Or pardon me. Just a great play as Padding went right back door. Stick on the ice, just like the coach always tells you. The goal for Padding, his second of the season. Time of the goal, the 13:01 mark. There's a shot and he score again. This time it's Trevor Davis. And now it's a 5-goal lead for the Bulldogs. Haven't even gotten the 5 up on the scoreboard. We'll have to make it 6 now as Byron Center is starting to turn it back offensively after a little bit of pressure by the Pioneers. Some good solid goaltending by Stankowski. So we resume play with now a 6-1 lead for the Pioneers. Time of that goal, the 13:33 mark. Back-to-back goals for BC is now they're starting to warm to the task once again. Bratt tries to get it to the middle, but it was knocked away off his stick. Connor Brait, excuse me, I've been saying that wrong all game. I thought I had it right, but Connor Brait with the assist on the goal for the goal by Padding. Brait and Luke Nicholas on the goals to Trevor Davis. So we're at 6-1 now with 2:50 to go here in the second period. Dumped on in to the Bulldog zone by the Pioneers. Davis, the latest goal scorer, back on it. Over to the far side, Gage Piedenpol pushes it on ahead. Luke Nicholas will just slow it down now for Mason Breed on a cross. Finds Trevor Davis. He's up across the line with Connor Middleton. Davis will shoot it again, but this one gets blocked as Mitchell Sturzman got in the way. Puck rolls out to the neutral zone. Here's DeRoe coming across for EGR. Down from a bad angle, that one goes wide. East Grand Rapids is trying to change, kept on in. Everyone got off, so no too many men call against the Pioneers. They'll stay on the forecheck now with 2:18 to go here in this second period. Taken back, though, by the Bulldogs as Davis will push it ahead, but a good job cutting that off was Baranowski. Cleared all the way down, no icing as McKenzie will play it up the near side. Middleton couldn't quite get the handle on it, but it's dumped on this time in by Josh Freusland. It rolls back behind the East Grand Rapids goal, pulled out of there by Gendrich. He'll just chip it off the glass and down the ice. No icing, though, as it'll slow up just enough as the curling brushes got put away for that one. Pulling it out of there, trying to is Freusland. He gets upended with a big hit thrown in the near side corner right to the left of the Zamboni doors. He's up a little slow, but he'll be able to join the play. As now Middleton tries to get it out. He takes a bump by Gendrich. Puck jumps into the slot here. Spindle trying to get one through, but he's upended as Freusland able to get a little bit of retribution for that hit. Now it's tipped on ahead. A breakaway for Pratt. He's in on goal to the backhand. A back across, trying to find his man. Oh, and a chance for Savini was thwarted away by a good back-checking play made by, I believe that would have been Charlie Fee. And it's cleared out and down the ice, or maybe that may have been Baranowski, but nonetheless, near miss there as An opportunity for the Bulldogs goes awry with 1:07 now to go. Here's Kaminga down the right wing side now with some room. He takes a shot, but a good stick by West to get in there and deflect it as it goes up into the netting and out of play. The second period is seeming like East Grand Rapids was getting their fair share of chances. They got the power play goal on the major power play from Tyler Sickinga and had a couple of good chances before that goal by Padding. However, Byron Center has shown what they've shown really all season up until this point, is how strong their offense is and how they're able to quickly bounce back. Here's Gage Piedenpoel throwing it towards the middle, deflected on by Sheppers, and that was blockered away. 1 minute left here in period number 2. Bulldogs up 5 on East Grand Rapids. Trying to work it out of his own zone, and doing so is Andrew West. He'll go across the line, gets slowed up a little bit by Davis, and there will be a penalty as Davis, a little too much interference, as that'll be another power play coming up here for East Grand Rapids. And sometimes you can slow up guys a little bit, as West was trying to get around him, but looked like Davis went a little too out of his way, so we'll have a power play here with 41.7 seconds left. And if East Grand Rapids can score, obviously, they'll negate it, but if not, we'll carry it over into period 3. Faceoff will come to the right of McKenzie, and that top unit will go out there for East Grand Rapids. Milanowski on the draw for the Pioneers. Wins it on back, West with it. Across for Riley Sickinga. He'll take a quick shot. That gets blocked by Babinick. Now with it again is Malinowski at the left point. Plays it down the wall for West. Tries to give it right back to him, but it's out of Malinowski's reach, so he'll have to retreat 200 feet back into his own zone. 25 seconds left in the period. Stopping up behind his own net, leaving out for Riley Sickinga. Picks up speed, gets by Babinick, and will try to streak to the neutral zone. Late here in the second period, he gets knocked up and upended by Freusland as the puck was knocked off his stick and cleared back on down by the Bulldogs. 8 seconds left. Malinowski just trying to maybe kill time here. Maybe one last chance. A long pass for Sickinga. He'll dump it on in. 2 seconds and 1, and that's how we'll end period number 2. A little pushback by the Pioneers. However, 2 more goals by the Bulldogs puts their lead at a 5-goal margin after 2 periods of play. We'll take a quick break, folks. When we come back, we will recap that second period for you in full, along with a recap of the first period as well, here on High School Hockey, our Friday night here on The Kuehl Show, which you can catch every Monday night on 12-Ounce Sports, which you can catch awesome and fun interviews and in-depth hockey analysis, including this little bit, when we talked with Nashville Predators longtime play-by-play man, Pete Weber.
He got so angry when he slammed the penalty box door shut, it broke the glass there. And I thought that perfectly captured the whole spirit of that evening.
Oh, gosh, I remember that now. Oh, my.
Mild-mannered Steve Eisman, who I've met in person, and is just this nicely calm guy. He only every so often got a little bit on edge, and when he did, watch out, 5'10". I mean, he's going to come after you. But I mean,
yes, he is.
And I mean, man, of course, it's great to see, obviously, because back then that was like, oh, the Wings will beat the Preds, and like, oh, this Nashville team's pretty good now. They got David Legwan and Thomas Faucoon, who caught with the wrong hand. But I mean, it's good to see now that Nashville has become, a market that players want to go to, and compared to their first few years in the league, where everyone's like, it's another expansion team. I mean, that's a great thing to see there, Pete.
Well, the first years, virtually every trip the Predators took on the road was some sort of special promotion night, so they could sell the tickets. I remember in St. Louis, it was Pepsi label night, and you would get a deal like 2 tickets for $12 with the 2 Pepsi labels to work in there. That was the sort of thing they had to do to sell to the road fans when the Predators came in there. But this whole Red Wing thing, we held a conversion night one night. I think it was year 3. Any Red Wing paraphernalia, pennants, T-shirts, caps, bring it to, it was not Bridgestone Arena yet, but bring it to the rink at 501 Broadway, and you will get an equivalent Predators item. We ended up filling up 4 refrigerator-sized boxes of Red Wing stuff, and we were going to take on the Wings the next week in Detroit, and we put those on the plane, and I took them to the Boys and Girls Club of Detroit, and those kids were happy as happy could be. It seemed like that was the time when it really began to turn from that hybrid Red Wing fan to Predators fans.
That's an awesome story. I never knew that.
Oh.
That brings a tear to my. That's actually a really sweet story. I never heard that. Like, usually I hear those dumb stories all the time. I never heard that because I mean, then again, you don't hear, teams, helping out other teams, stuff like that. I mean, that's just something you don't see in the game, but I guess that's the way. I mean, good on you guys.
Well, I made a call to an old baseball friend, Willie Horton.
Oh,
sort of helped us along with that thing. So that was good.
That'll do it.
Willie Horton, man. There's a name that I'm pretty sure if my dad's looking at it, he's like, I remember him. Well, I mean, my dad is old. He's turning 50 this year. But
relatively.
Well, I have quite a few years on your father, so.
And you can catch interviews just like that and more on The Kuehl Show every Monday night. We'll take a quick break, folks. When we come back, we'll give you the second period recap. You're watching high school hockey here on The Kuehl Show. Tyler Kuehl back here at Southside Ice Arena. After 2 periods of play, the Byron Center Bulldogs got a stranglehold on this hockey game, a 6-1 lead over the East Grand Rapids Pioneers. We'll take you back to the first period on how that played out. Just 2:43 in, Mason Breet, his 7th goal of the season, early on, was able to make it a 1-0 game. Just a couple minutes later, Luke Nicholas, after a nice little setup made by Connor Brait, I make sure I get that one right, Connor Brait, and Josh Freusland chipping in with a goal for Luke Nicholas. Luke Nicholas, that gives him 8 on the season. That was also his 2nd point of the night as well. That puts him over the 20-point mark for the year, now 21 after the first period. That was not all the scoring, though, in the first period for BC, as a goal coming from Brady Breet and one from Logan Nicholas, his 15th of the season, making it 4-0 after 17 minutes of play. Early on, though, in period number 2, Brady Breet, after a chance that he had, actually ended up taking a penalty as he went low on Mason Keats with the stick. That got him ejected from the game. A 5-minute power play would ensue. East Grand Rapids getting on the board. Tyler Sickinga, his 2nd goal of the season, with the assist coming from Charlie Fee and Nathan Milanowski. Milanowski coming into tonight was 2nd on the team in scoring. That's his 16th assist of the season, which leads the Pioneers. The assist for Fee gives him 6 on the year, currently sitting at the 8th spot on the team in scoring. However, that's all they could get on the power play on that 5-minute major for East Grand Rapids, thanks to some good defensive work by the penalty kill by BC that, after that goal, really just hemmed the Pioneers in their own zone. After that, and they would get a couple goals later on. First, Luke Padding was able to deflect in his 2nd goal after a break, fed him with a nice feed. And in the same minute, about 20 seconds later, Trevor Davis was able to find the back of the net as he put one on through, his 4th goal of the season with Brait, and Luke Nicholas getting the assist on that goal. Brait, as of right now, unofficially 3 assists on the game so far. Luke Nicholas, a goal and 2 assists for the Bulldogs. Power play going to resume here at the beginning of the 3rd period as Trevor Davis went off for an interference penalty late, so it'll be a 2nd power play still continuing on here for the Pioneers. No power plays yet for the Bulldogs. However, we have 17 minutes to change all of that. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for both teams. First, for the Pioneers, only 3 games left compared to some other teams. They've had a lot more games to be played. They're kind of probably thankful they only have 3 games left this season. They'll be playing Forest Hills Northern Eastern tomorrow afternoon over at Patterson Ice Center. 2 o'clock puck drop against Forest Hills Northern Eastern, team that is currently 2nd in the Roo division, in the Bomb division, right behind Mona Shores. Then they take on Rockford next Tuesday. That'll be a 4 o'clock puck drop at Griff's Ice House. And then next Saturday at Kentwood Ice Arena, they'll be taking on Lowell Cal Lowell Cal will be the home team in that one. Another 4 o'clock puck drop, and that'll be it for East Grand Rapids. For Byron Center, they have a busy day tomorrow. They'll be taking on West Ottawa, not once, but twice. 12 o'clock puck drop right here at Southside against the Panthers, and then they'll travel over to Holland at Griff's Ice House West for an 8 o'clock puck drop against West Ottawa. So getting both their division games against West Ottawa out of the way in one day. And then on Tuesday, they'll be taking on Reith's Puffer over at Mercy Health Arena, the home of the Muskegon Lumberjacks in the United States Hockey League. That'll be a 6:30 puck drop out there. Be cool for the kids to play at the big rink. And then on Friday, they'll take on Granville for the second time this season. The Granville team, they beat on Tuesday by a 4-3 score. That'll be a 7:30 puck drop right here at Southside. And then on Saturday, a big game against Division III opponent Grand Rapids Catholic Central right here at Southside Ice Arena to cap off the regular season. 1:30 puck drop for that one as well. Obviously a big game and maybe a big opportunity for the Bulldogs. They're trying to end their season on a high note, trying to get that RU Division title to go into the break with a lot of steam. They'll be definitely wanting to do that for sure. We'll take another quick break, folks. When we come back, we'll get you set for period 3 between the Bulldogs and the Pioneers. You're watching high school hockey here on The Kula Show, where you can catch all sorts of fun and interesting interviews with some of the funnest, some of the best and funniest names in the game, including the chance when I got to talk to the head coach and president of the Toronto Six of the National Women's Hockey League, Digit Murphy, talking about why people should watch the Toronto Six. And Digit, of course, is kind enough to follow our show here on Instagram, which you all should as well, at The Kula Show. Yeah. And I did a little look, and I went on your profile there, and you've been doing a series of videos recently called 37 Seconds for Title IX. Yeah. Because, as you say, Title IX only has 37 words in it. Look it up, which is legit.
Look it up. So, look it up.
37 seconds here, Digit, right before we let you go here. 37 seconds to explain to people why people should watch and follow women's hockey.
This is Digit Murphy, 37 seconds, because Title IX only has 37 words. Look it up. You should come watch the Toronto Six because we're fun, fast, and furious. We care about education, empowerment, and inclusion. And if you don't watch, you're missing out. That's Digit Murphy, 37 seconds, because Title IX only has 37 words. Out.
And welcome back inside Southside Ice Arena here as we get set for period number 3 between the Bulldogs and the Pioneers. 6-1 lead for the home Byron Center High School. Byron Center also combined with South Christian and Wayland schools. Looking to make it a 10-0 start to the season. East Grand Rapids, they got a goal in that second period, a power play goal from Tyler Sickinga, his second of the season. However, just unable to cash in anymore on that major power play. Brady Breet gone from the game before that after it looked like maybe a spear or a hard slash, a 5-minute major, and what they said was a game disqualification, which would mean he would be out for that first game tomorrow against West Ottawa for the Bulldogs. West Ottawa, who currently sitting towards the bottom of the Rue Division standings. East Grand Rapids, like we talked about, third in this bomb division behind Forest Hills Northern Eastern and Mona Shores. But as we get set here for period number 3, Bulldogs looking to finish off this third period, finish off the Pioneers. East Grand Rapids maybe trying to build some momentum into tomorrow's game, a clash with Northern Eastern. Pioneers going left to right in their home yellows now across your screen. BC and their home whites going around right to left as the puck's cleared on down. Still a minute 10 left in the carryover penalty to Trevor Davis, an interference call that happened late in period 2. Second power play of the game here for the Pioneers. As now with speed is Andrew West. Maybe a 3-on-3 rush here. Comes across the line. Gets met, though, by Savidny, who stepped into him right as he came across the blue line. That's a good play, too. Wasn't a huge hit, but was able to work him off the puck and allow the Bulldogs to clear it about 175 feet back into the Pioneers' end. Milanowski finding Riley Sickinga in stride of the neutral zone. Over the far side, he'll chip it on in and going after it. Josh Freusland taking it on a way chip to the line and just out as it took a weird bounce off the boards. Just outside the long stretching stick of Nathan Milanowski. Just a minute into this third period. 25 seconds left on the power play for East Grand Rapids. Milanowski, the captain for EGR. Pushes on ahead. However, the pass, Fee thought someone was behind him, and he let it go by, and that allows the Bulldogs to get it right back. Engage Pete and Pole will just dump it right back down into the Pioneer zone. Pass up towards Tyler Sickinga in the neutral zone. He fans on it, and however, despite the streaking Mason Breet, it was taken back and dumped back into the Pioneer zone. However, the penalty expires, so 1 for 2 are the Pioneers this evening with the man advantage. And the near side corner, Gage Pete and Pole will throw it up for the Bulldogs. Mason Breet trying to get it along. Luke Nicholas pushing it a little bit forward. Toe drag attempt by Mason Breet was knocked away. Luke Nicholas gets pinned to the boards right at the blue line, right in front of the bleachers here by Mason Keys of East Grand Rapids. Bulldogs maintain possession, pushed on in by Connor Breit, who has 3 assists on the game for the Bulldogs. Puck played back into the Bulldog zone. Davis will throw it around, and that was probably too many men, but it'll be icing here instead. There were about 6 guys on the ice, it looked like. As the ref comes over, and will he call a penalty? Yes, he will. He will actually call a too many men on the ice penalty because no one touched the puck. I didn't see an arm go up. Yep, we'll have a power play. Taylor Keyworth asking where was the arm, but so it'll be a third power play of the game. Sorry for the confusion, folks. As it looked like it'll be a bench minor. Mason Breet will go serve it. So third power play of the game here for EGR early on in this third period. Time of the penalty, the 2-minute mark, exactly. Faceoff will be to the right of Curtis McKenzie, who had to make some big saves after that goal by Sickinga. He had to come up sharp and have to make a few real key saves. As here's the faceoff, one back to the point, shot, and that's a good blocker save made as Gendritz got it through for EGR. Busey gets knocked off the puck by Freusland. It's cleared out and down the ice by way of Logan Nicholas. Gendritz from behind his own goal is the Pioneers, who this is the power play unit that got kind of stuck down in their own zone, and with that major power play back in the second period, this time a little bit of room, and Padgett will take advantage of it, but he gets met with a good firm check right at the BC bench by one of the goal scorers, Luke Padding. Puck was cleared up into the netting, and face-off will stay inside the Byron Center zone. However, the junior defenseman Padding getting some pads on the back, if you will. Yeah, I thought it was pretty punny myself, but Padding, the goal scorer, using the body there to make a difference. And however, still a minute 30 left in the power play for East Grand Rapids. Face off to the left of McKenzie. One on back by Tyler Sickinga. However, he won it so far back that it went all the way back down, so the Pioneers have to retreat. Andrew West slows things down from behind his own goal. Riley Sickinga picks up the speed on the right wing side. Able to get by a couple of Bulldogs, entering the zone with speed as he wraps it all the way around on the backhand. Looking over his options, he'll cycle it back down low for Tyler Sickinga. However, the puck was knocked off his stick on a good read by Gage Piedenpol, and it's cleared out and down the ice by Trevor Davis. Less than a minute left in the power play. The bench minor to the Bulldogs for too many men on the ice. This top unit out there for the Pioneers, they're the ones that got the goal in that second period and looking to go back on the attack. Andrew West was pushing it down the wall, but Davis was able to work him off the puck, and he'll clear it out once again. 13:40 to go in this third period. Here's Milanowski coming across. However, his pocket's picked by Luke Nicholas. Luke Nicholas gives it on over. Look out, a chance for Breit. He's in with a good glove save made by Stankowski. Breit looking to get on the goal side of things. 3 apples on this game thus far. Breit will cause a turnover, getting away from Riley Sickinga. Luke Nicholas on it now. Nicholas looking to play it back up to the point, gets it down low instead. Kind of waste some time here. Still 12 seconds left for the man advantage. However, this should just about do it after the clear back in by Connor Bavia, the senior defenseman for the Bulldogs. He holds it at the right point. Bavia with a long shot. Easy stick save made by Stankowski as the penalty expires. 1 for 3 now are the Pioneers with the man advantage. Andrew West, who came into tonight's game with 10 points on the year. Oh, there's a shot and a good save by Stankowski. Coming on in late here is Kaminga to keep it down low. Centers it, but nobody there for BC. Pioneers struggling to clear it out momentarily. Minovsky will chip it on ahead, but a great play by Freusland, or else Tyler Sickinga could have been off to the races. Nice play, good back check, and just kind of swinging the stick back there was Josh Freusland, one of the captains on this BC team, showing his leadership there on the ice, negating the possible breakaway for the only goal scorer tonight for East Grand Rapids, Tyler Sickinga. 12:30 to go in this third period. 5-goal lead here for BC. Their biggest win of the season was that 10-2 win back in their season opener against Grand Rapids Christian. Bulldogs trying to clear. However, Trevor Davis' pass gets knocked away. Bad angle shot, and no one goes well wide of the cage from Scott Millman. Mason Keys knocks it back down low for EGR, but Piedenpol gets it back for the Bulldogs. He'll chip it off the glass, but it hits that weird part of the stanchion. The kind of stanchions that kind of jut out here at Southside Ice Arena, but the Bulldogs are able to clear. However, they clear it too well on second attempt as it will force an icing back into the Bulldog zone. Stankowski, we talked about him a little bit in the pregame show. Only 15 years old, and he's having himself a solid year, though, despite obviously the numbers here tonight. He came in tonight with a third-best save percentage in the OK Conference behind TJ Hatler of Mona Shorts and Lucas Chalfoun of Catholic Central, the 916 save percentage. And obviously, he's not having the best night tonight, but he can really show that at times he's been able to stand on his head. And remember, he's only a sophomore, as is Curtis McKenzie for the Bulldogs. So maybe a couple of goaltenders that we'll see quite a bit over the next couple of years here in West Michigan. Here's Gage Piedenpol on it, number 27, not 17. Has it at the point now for Davis with a shot. That one goes wide and hits that stanchion. It just caroms over the near side half wall. Spindle got it knocked away from him, taking a tumble with Stursma as Piedenpol. He gets back up and goes back to his defensive position. Pulled out of the pile momentarily by Nico Babinick. Unfortunately, got pulled right back into the pile. Now it gets squirted out towards the high slot and just cleared out and down the ice by Gendritz. And he'll just say, let's go for a change, guys, and we'll try it again next shift. As the icing will be called, and it'll bring the face-off 200 feet back into the Pioneer zone. 11:19 to go here in period number 3. 4 goals scored in the first period by the Bulldogs, 2 in the second period. Luke Nicholas and Connor Breit leading the team right now with 3 points each. Luke Nicholas with a goal and 2 assists. Breit with 3 helpers on the game thus far. Here's Luke Nicholas with the puck, looking to take a shot, looking for goal number 2, but it fanned on it. He keeps it in, though, and gets it down low for Savini. Down low for Braden Sandholm. We didn't see a whole lot of in that second period, but he's on the ice now with Nicholas. Nicholas on a cross for Freusland. Freusland takes a shot. Ooh, that one found the iron near side. Skips back out to the front, and Luke Nicholas with a shot, but a good left pad save made by Stankowski. Cleared out and down the ice. Here's Riley Sickinga. In on goal. He scores! Riley Sickinga puts it up under the bar. And the Pioneers get their second goal of the game. Now it's 6-2. Just a simple clear out to the neutral zone, and Sickinga, the leading scorer of this Pioneers team. You can see why with a shot like that. Time of this goal, the 6:14 mark of this third period. As the Bulldogs will bring her right back in. Trevor Davis at a bad angle. He'll drive the side of the goal, throws it in front, looking for his man. Brait trying to find a goal, but fortunately it was deflected away and cleared out and down by the Pioneers, which will go for an icing. Goal by Sickinga, who had 2 against the Sailors on Wednesday. That is now his 13th goal on the season, as he now leads the team with 21 points. Face off way to the right of Stankowski in the East Grand Rapids zone. Battle off the draw, taken by Logan Nicholas. Wrapping it around or trying to do so is Mason Brait. However, the net was knocked off as Stankowski tried to push across and pushed a little too hard off the post. And like we said, Stankowski may not be the biggest guy, but sometimes you get enough oomph behind your foot and you end up just kind of pushing the net off. And, of course, the pegs were the big question in that first period. Of course, remember, it looked like maybe Chris Baranowski was going to have a goal for the Pioneers that had to get waved off because the net was determined that it was pushed off first. Nonetheless, play resumes here as the faceoff's won by the Bulldogs. Davis cutting in the middle. Nice move to get away from one man. Plays it down low, looking for Logan Nicholas, excuse me. They tried to tuck it, but once again, the net came off as once again trying to push off that post with Stankowski. And Byron Center folks not too pleased with. They're thinking that he's kicking it off on purpose, but I can tell you right now, folks, Stankowski's just doing his job trying to push off that post. I can assure you, folks, you can tell when a goaltender is intentionally pushing the net off. Face off, one on back by the Bulldogs. Here's Logan Nicholas with a shot, and it's deflected in. I believe it went off the stick of Connor Brait. We'll have to check it out, but as of now, a nice shot by Logan Nicholas, and it's 7-2 Bulldogs. We'll have to definitely keep an eye on it here. I think it looked like it was deflected on its way through. Stankowski didn't get a good read on it. Time of the goal, though, the 6:47 mark. As we resume play here, 7-2 lead here for the Bulldogs. Now the 5-goal lead restored after the goal. They do give it to Logan Nicholas. It must have not gone off Connor Brait. However, Brait does get the assist, so it gives him 4 assists on the game for Connor Brait. As we continue on here, as Nathan Milanowski bring out to the neutral zone. Look out, Tyler Sickinga trying to get behind the defense. He's in on the backhand. Good save made by McKenzie. Thrown back out in front, but knocked away. Good job by Trevor Davis to slow him up just a little bit. Now here's a pass for Shepard. Shepard's with a blast right into the midsection of Stankowski, and he'll hold on. Shepard, who had a little bit of room, looked like may have been Gendritz kind of taking a fall right at the blue line. You got to watch out for the blue line. It's a little tricky. And that allowed Shepard some room down that left wing side, but a good job by Stankowski to come out, challenge the shooter, and make the save. 9.5 to go in this third period. Face-off won by the Bulldogs, chipped on down low. Eli Kaminga getting worked off the puck. Pardon me, that's Babinick down there. Pulled out of the pile. The Pioneers are unable to clear on the first attempt. Second attempt they do. Billy Busey coming across the line. A long wrister that was deflected wide in the near side corner. Middleton back there for the Bulldogs. Millman pokes it on over. Busey back to the point, has Gendritz. Lots of room. He'll take a shot. Good glove save made, and a very confident looking glove save by the sophomore Curtis McKenzie, and he'll hold on for a face-off. Curtis McKenzie, like we said, not as much work as some other goaltenders in the OK Conference, but still, after big shoes he had to fill last season. He only played in 2 games last year, picked up a win as the puck's clear out to the neutral zone. Here comes trying to make his way through. That was Savini. Of course, taking the role of Levi Saul, who was pretty, he was pretty good last season for BC. He had a 3-6 record with a 2.82 goals against Everton, 8.92 save percentage. Played the majority of the games for Byron Center before that deep playoff run. Face-off won back by the Pioneers. However, Logan Nicholas, the latest goal scorer on it, his second of the game. 8:43 to go here in this third period. Josh Freusland has it at the point, throws one towards the goal, knocked down, back for Logan Nicholas, looking for the hat trick, but his shot gets deflected. Back behind in is Sandholm, back out in front, looking for Logan Nicholas, but it was taken away on a good read by Millman. However, his clearing attempt was knocked down. Sandholm right back on it for the Bulldogs. Cuts towards the middle, gets knocked off his stick. Logan Nicholas has it in the slot with a shot, and he tried to tuck it back to the glove side, but it didn't miss by much. Sandholm gets worked off the puck in the far corner. Logan Nicholas, though, back on it for the Bulldogs as the Pioneers unable to clear. It gets finally knocked off the stick as Millman now will try to chase it, but Logan Nicholas will calmly and swiftly bring it back into his own zone. He's able to work away from Millman, who trying to provide some forechecking pressure in the Bulldog zone. Nicholas looking over his options, still has the puck with under 8 to go here in regulation. Up across now for Josh Freusland. He'll cross the line and down in the corner he'll go. Back up to the point. Davis works it down the half wall himself. Looking over his options. Has it on the backhand. Up top, Freusland. Freusland fanned on it. There's a good play made by Spindle to knock it away for EGR. But Bulldogs still on the attack. Here's a shot by Pratt. Easy blocker save made by Stankowski. EGR looking to clear, and they finally do by way of DeRogue, but it's taken on back by Trevor Davis, and the Bulldogs will slap it on in. Charlie Fee back for the Pioneers will clear it out to the neutral zone. Davis will corral it. As the Bulldogs, we talked about all game, their quick transition, they bring it right back into the East Grand Rapids end. Here's Mason Brate wrapping it out around, throws it out in front, and it goes through a bunch of legs, and back up into the high slot. Baranowski now will chip it on. Oh, and he hit the stanchion right to the left of the scorekeeper's box, and he'll go take a seat. Kind of got the wind knocked out of him, but it looks like he'll continue on as here's Mason Brate back to the way for the Bulldogs. Left wing side now for Davis. And on the backhand, trying to center it, but it was knocked away. Intended for the driving Mason Brate. Back to the point, Piedenpol. Down low for Pratt. Pratt will slap it on around behind the goal with it. Now the near side is Eli Kaminga. Kaminga back to the point for Piedenpol. It goes off the stick and back out to the neutral zone. 6.5 to go here in regulation. 7-2 lead for the home Bulldogs. That was Padding who played it along. He scored back in the second period as well. It's taken by Nathan Malinowski. Back for the Pioneers with a shot and a good right pad save made by McKenzie. Thrown back towards the goal by Malinowski. That one went wide. Now trying to get it out as Padding. Gets by Riley Sickinga up for Sheppers. Sheppers across the line. Long wrister. That goes off a leg and goes wide. It skitters all the way over to the far half wall. Kaminga knocks it back down low. There's now two aside do battle in that far corner with 6 minutes left here in this third period. Here's an opportunity now for Sickinga. Sickinga will dump it on in. It wraps around the goal over to the near side. Trying to center it as Padgett, but it was knocked away from him. Riley Sickinga makes a move to get around Luke Nicholas on the backhand. He looks over his options. Still has it. Being looked at by a couple of Bulldogs. He gets it back now. A chance out in front. Good save made by McKenzie as Malinowski found Riley Sickinga streaking towards the goal. Back up to the tie slot again. Malinowski with a shot. Good kick save with a stick as well. McKenzie making a nice stop. Padgett plays it down low. Tipped out in front by Sickinga, but it's cleared to the line. Not out. Good hold by the Pioneers. It's dumped into the near side corner by Stursma. Good shift here by this top line for EGR with 5:15 to go in the third period. Pucks finally get back by the Bulldogs. Tipped on ahead by Sheppers. He'll try to chase after it, but it's grabbed by Padgett and fired right back into the neutral zone. Sickinga trying to play it ahead, but it's taken away by the leading scorer for the Bulldogs, Logan Nicholas. Plays a little catch with Trevor Davis, who picks up speed through the neutral zone. Across the EGR line on the right wing side. Centering on throw, and they score! It's Savini tipping it in. It's 8-2 Bulldogs. Nice little play. Davis picking up speed. Davis now, I believe that is his second point of the game. His 16th assist of the season. The goal by Savini, his second. As BC extends their lead now to a 6-goal margin. Time of this goal, the 12:06 mark. Just a good play, and Savini just doing the simple thing, going your net with your stick on the ice. 70 now with 5 points on the season. As here's Middleton behind the net for the Bulldogs. He's being checked by Keys of EGR. Puck's play back to the point, goes off the stick of Davis. Davis now with a goal and an assist, giving him now 20 points on the season. So now 3 Bulldogs with the 20 or more points this season. As here's Logan Nicholas with a nice move, getting away from DeRogue. He'll streak in down the middle, looking for that hat trick with a shot, but a good sliding glove save made by Stankowski, and a hold on. Just a good little move there as Nicholas is well right at his own blue line. Obviously, as a As a coach, you don't want to see a guy get too fancy at your own blue line, but if Logan Nicholas can do that with speed as well, between the legs like that, that can be dangerous. Face off to the right of Stankowski with 4:18 to go here in this third period. Pioneers are able to win the draw and moved on ahead by West, trying to chip it on ahead, looking for Spindle, but it's taken on back by BC. Chipped out and down the ice. It goes off of No, it did not. It was an icing call as it skipped by McIntosh. He did not touch it. So the faceoff will come 200 feet back into the Byron Center zone. On the draw for the Bulldogs will be Pratt. Ryan Pratt, the senior, but doing battle with Ben DeRogue, the sophomore, for the Pioneers. Puck's clear out in the neutral zone, played in as McIntosh gets upended, the freshman defenseman. He's able to take the hit and make the play for EGR. Baranowski dumped it back in, but this time it'll be brought out cleanly by Connor Bovee of the Bulldogs. On the left wing side on the backhand. Looking to move it on through. A couple of stick taps for the rush for the big man. Puck gets played back to the left point. Freusland knocks it back down low. Little room for Sandholm. He'll wrap around, kind of trips up under his own skates there. Cleared to the line, not out as Freusland has it. Back on down low, goes off the stick of 70, one of the latest goal scorers. 70 trying to get it back to the point. Knocked down by Baranowski. There's now a battle along the half wall. 3 aside do battle. A couple guys pull off now. Still at the left point, Freusland. Freusland from a bad angle. That got off the shaft of Stankowski. Kind of reached out and knocked that one away. Puck was sitting on the back of the net for a moment. Pulled off by Sandholm. Pulled away now to the far corner. Chipped up the line by DeRogue and finally out and down the ice. No icing though as the clear went off of the defenseman Davis. So both teams will change with under 3 to play here in this third period. Bulldogs up by a score of 8-2 with 2 more goals here in this third period. Connor Brait, pass across, deflected, and goes down, no icing. Mason Breed on it for the Bulldogs. Trying to center for Luke Nicholas, but it falls off his stick. Davis has it at the left point for BC, plays it down low. Over to the far side, trying to get it through is Connor Brait. He gets a handle on it. He'll move it back up to the right point. Gage Piedenpoel takes a shot. Good stick save made by Stankowski. And now it'll be corralled by Tyler Sickinga. He'll look over his options now. Wraps behind his own goal. Cuts up his reversing flow. Cleared to the middle. Goes off a stick. Has to be knocked down by Davis. And a good play to sweep it over for Piedenpoel with Riley Sickinga applying pressure for the Pioneers. Played back down by Connor Brait. Luke Nicholas gets hit with a good firm shoulder check by Ryan Padgett. As the junior defenseman stepped into him, and it's cleared down the ice. So icing will bring the faceoff back into the Pioneer zone with 2:04 to go in period number 3. Once again, both these teams will be in action tomorrow in their respective games. Forest Hills Northern Eastern will be on the menu for East Grand Rapids, trying to bounce back against the number 2 team in the bottom division at the time. 2 o'clock puck drop over there at Patterson. Here's Logan Nicholas trying to make his way through, but he lost the handle on it. Byron Center tomorrow, 2 games against West Ottawa. As here is a chance here, pass out in front. Oh, and a chance as Millman was streaking towards the goal, but Busey's pass just missed him. Good little rush there as maybe Scott Millman was looking at a chance on goal, but that opportunity misses. Nico Babinick runs into his man. That was Gendritz. And a big hit thrown as Millman gets upended by Nicholas as Busey now gets the puck turned over. Logan Nicholas looking for that hat trick as another hit's taken as Millman has had a rough shift. A missed opportunity on a breakaway, then 2 hits right inside of his own blue line. A little bit of a rough go there for the freshman forward as the puck's dumped into the East Grand Rapids zone with 1:18 to go in this third period. Puck's played off to the right point, held in by Patty. He'll take a bump as Millman kind of gets some retribution of his own. Chipped on ahead. Busey will go chasing after it as a couple of his mates will change. Patty on back for it for BC with 1:04 to go here in regulation time. Josh Freusland up the near side, gets cut off, and it gets bumped by DeRogue as well, but on second attempt, it's cleared by Logan Nicholas. Now here's Eli Kaminga, and they'll say a hand pass against the Bulldogs as Kaminga, the sophomore, is going to look to break in down the left wing side, so we'll bring the faceoff back in the BC zone with 54.7 seconds left here in period number 3. Of course, this is the second game this week of high school hockey action here on the Kuhl Show. We had Granville and Rockford on Wednesday, with Rockford coming away with the 4-1 win. We'll try to get a couple games next week to cap off the regular season. Those will be yet to be determined. We'll obviously, if you follow us on the Kuhl Show, at the Kuhl Show on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, we'll give you all the updates you need to know. maybe a game on Wednesday, and then maybe one more on Saturday to cap off the 2021 regular season, as brief as it has been exciting, nonetheless. Holy cow, words are tough sometimes. Puck's in the Bulldog zone. Gage Peterbowl gives it away. Look out here, a chance at the side of the goal, but a good save made on Baranowski by McKenzie. Keeping it in tight. Here's West at the point, gloves it down, long shot, easily blocked away by McKenzie. 15 seconds left here in the third. Bregenzer, she'll take a shot, and that one gets deflected wide of the cage. Over in the near side, played up towards the point. Bregenzer has it again. She'll take another shot. That one gets kicked away, this time by the defenseman West. 3 seconds, 2 and 1. And one final bump by the way of DeRogue, and that's how he'll end this hockey game. The Bulldogs, offensive power shown in spades. They pick up the win here tonight, 8-2. 4 goals in the first, 2 in the second and third. Despite goals scored by the Pioneers in the second and third period, the Bulldogs offense proved they were too much here tonight. Quick rundown of the scoring. Logan Nicholas, 2 goals on the night for BC. A goal and 2 assists unofficially for Luke Nicholas. 4 assists for Connor Brait. Good night for the junior forward. Also goals coming by way of Justin Seveny. Also number 9, Luke Padding, Mason Breet, and Brady Breet, each finding the goals. Brady Breet, though, a game disqualification in that second period. He'll be out for the first game tomorrow against West Ottawa. For East Grand Rapids, goals coming by way of Tyler Sickinga on the power play in that second period, and Riley Sickinga, his 13th goal of the season for the Pioneers. He's the leading scorer of EGR for a reason. That was the second goal of the game. Getting the win, making it 8-0 on the season, Curtis McKenzie, as the Bulldogs prove to 10-0 on the year. Pioneers falling to 6-5. We're glad you can join us here, folks, for this presentation of high school hockey here on the Kuehl Show. We're glad you can join us, and hopefully join us again next week, wherever we may be, somewhere in West Michigan, for more great high school hockey action here on TKS. From Southside Ice Arena, I'm Tyler Kuehl saying thank you for watching. And once again, Byron Center with the 8-2 win over the Pioneers. Have a good weekend, everybody.